Out for the draw now is a driver who finished second down at Bridgeport in the Spring Series. And the veteran driver, boy, he has fans wherever he may compete. I don't care where it is. One of the finest modified drivers you'll ever see anywhere. Let's bring him out from Sinking Spring, Kenny Brightfield, in car number 44. Third starting spot. I'm not going to ask you if you're happy with that, Kenny. I know you're happy with that. Third starting spot for Kenny Brightfield in the number 33. Next, the driver who took the opening Mid-Atlantic race, the Spring Series, down at Delaware International. And boy, it was a thriller there. And he's here tonight, our Folsom, New Jersey superstar, Jimmy Horton, out for the draw in the 1A. 16th starting spot for Jimmy Horton in the 1A, outside 8th row. Well, awfully proud of this driver because he almost pulled off a Coors championship, modified championship here, had to settle for second spot, but what a terrific year he has had. And he finished second here on May 28th in the Spring Series of the Mid-Atlantic. And his name, Chip Slocum, in car number 86. Chip Slocum. He's also been doing real well in sprint car racing last couple of weeks here. But you got Chip. 21st starting position for Chip Slocum in the number 86. All right, the driver who will be in that sportsman race, he drew for that, and now he's got to come back out and draw for this big 100-lapper. John Menzak in the 12M. John Menzak. Starting. How old are you, John? 22 years old. Okay, John. 20th starting spot for John Menzak in the 12M. Second in his qualifying heat, too. Well, watch out for him in the future here. All right, driver who has been doing some terrific things in this number 96. He's from Staten Island, and we're talking about Whitey Kidd. Whitey Kidd in car number 96 out for the draw. 17th starting spot for Whitey Kidd, 17th. Next, 8-time modified champion here. Tied for the most number of wins in one single season. It could be broken tonight. Coming in, 13 wins for this driver. Tied with the late and great Al Tasnidi. Car number 76, Billy Powell, out for the draw. Driver who took his first feature event this year in the Ma 4, a former Northeastern modified champion back in the early 80s, 1981. Let's call up Mark Fusco in the Ma 4. Mark? What do you have for us, Mark? 24th starting spot for... See, if this were a regular 30-lap feature, Mark, you'd be starting last, but a little longer, you're not going to be last anyway. 24th starting spot for Mark Fusco in the Ma 4. Well, as a driver, having another one of his terrific years, he's the modified champion at Bridgeport Speedway. He's leading for the Mid-Atlantic 100-point championship, a former winner of our 200 National Dirt Track Championship here back in 1979. Seems like a long time ago, and it was. Car number 36, Roger Lorino from Staten Island. Roger Lorino leading the way, but not by much, only 18 points. Not a comfortable lead for Roger Lorino. He's got to keep going both tonight and tomorrow. But he drew 18th starting spot. That's exactly the number of points you lead the second place man by, Roger. 18. Okay. All right, here's drivers to win at least one feature event each and every year here at the Flemington Speedway. He's been racing here a long time. Let's bring him out. Bob Fisher in the number 713. Bob Fisher. And Bob's sneaking up behind us here, okay? Bob had his car on display at McDonald's today, right? That beautiful number 713, and Bob drew 19 starting spots. From nearby White House Station, just up the road here, and he's had, boy, a tough luck season. He's had a couple of them, as a matter of fact, but he's going to really put it together one of these nights and get the job done. Let's bring out Dean Gerlich in the 7D. Dean's been out in front, he's been leading, and he's experienced all kind of problems week after week, but he's going to put it together, and maybe tonight, Dean. Who knows? But, well, let's see if luck is with you. That's not bad. Outside 7th row, 14th starting spot for Dean Gerlich. From nearby Scotch Plains, owns a very fine newspaper called The Voice of Hunterton, and he'll be in our Dash for Cash among modified drivers coming up on the 27th. And let's bring him out, Joe Coverdale in the J9. Come on out, here, Joe. Okay. With Joe Thursday night, he has some terrific suspenders on. Where did you get those suspenders, Joe? Those black and white suspenders. 23rd starting spot for Joe Coverdale. And, boy, his driver, experienced, raced in the, at one time, modifieds, raced in the sportsman division, and a nice, consistent driver that qualified through his heat. And that's Bruce Hooper in the 08. Bruce Hooper. Where's Bruce? Here's Bruce. Okay. Bruce Hooper. From Milford. 15th starting spot. 15th starting spot for Bruce Hooper in the 08. All right, one of these sportsman drivers that we're awfully proud of who qualified, Brian Rosicki in the 33B. Brian Rosicki out for the draw. Ooh.
Shit.
Number 2 starting spot for Brian Rosicki in the 33.
Yeah. Cool.
And from Newtown, let's bring Tim Tanner out, our 100-lap sportsman champion here at the Flemington Speedway. Tim Tanner. Ninth starting spot for Tim Tanner.